Hey guys, so I don't know if you've just seen the new prequel trailer to Doctor Who. This isn't the trailer I'm talking about, this is the preview thing that was shown last night on Children in Need, which is like a charity gala thing over here. I'm going to tell you what's coming up in this year's Christmas special. So it starts off in what looks like a human experimentation laboratory. Clearly very official and secure. We found out later that the windows are secure enough to withstand a nuclear blast. And then we see the Doctor and not the new companion, some American lady. And the Doctor's eating sushi. And then we see the return of Nardole, played by Matt Lucas, who points out that New York is not a capital city. And this guy is clearly the guy that owns the place. And we see the main villain of the story, who's going to be like this superhero type character, who has bulletproof abilities to smash windows, abilities to lift people like that. So it's going to be a Marvel DC type thing. So a lot of people on Twitter afterwards said that the Christmas special ultimately just doesn't look that appealing to them. Christmas specials on Doctor Who generally aren't. They generally just take a either Christmassy themed gimmick or some kind of gimmick, the section of the Christmas Invasion, the one with the star and the tree, killer baubles, killer snowmen. Here in the UK, the amount of promotion we get towards the series has gone down significantly. So when the series started, we had things like the Sarah Jane Adventures, Totally Doctor Who, which was like a children's magazine show about it, Doctor Who Confidential. We had all those programs throughout the week, plus loads of trailers, plus all the news articles that were coming out. And so it was huge at the time. And you know, it might have been because I was growing up at the time, and I was the target age that it was marketed at, that it became so popular. It's not something that's marketed towards my age group. Let's face it, there isn't actually any television that's marketed towards my age group. It's all either for teens or for retirees. I think Doctor Who has become more kind of child-focused as time's gone by. I think where it was once the interest of old Doctor Who fans from the old series, it's now become more just for kids. First of all, the Doctor himself is an old man now. He is not something which appeals to a female audience in the same way David Tennant and Matt Smith did. Sorry, if you find him attractive, then by all means comment, but he just doesn't appeal to that kind of audience. Secondly, the Doctor is not written to be likeable to an audience. So very often in many episodes they have confused, either made him too silly or made him too dark. Okay, so number two, if you make him too dark, you're not appealing to a child audience, you're not appealing to the kids who ultimately are the main source of income for the show. If you make him too silly, you're not drawing in the old-timer classic Doctor Who fans, and you're making it more of a kids show. Then you've got to think about the settings and the time period. So if you put something in a old time period, you've got to make it look realistic, believable, and be accurate to that time period. But at the same time, you've got to make a good story that relates to that time period. You can't just put monsters in a different time period every week and say, this is the monster this week, this is the monster next week, and just make it a popcorn episode. You have to not link the series, because Moffat tried to link everything together and make it way too complicated. A lot of new Doctor Who stuff tends to be set in the future or in some kind of weird, very, very, very weird setting that ultimately just doesn't look that nice to go visit. But for me, personally, like the last year's Christmas special, I ended up switching off halfway through, to be honest. And I used to be like an avid Doctor Who fan. It just didn't have anything which said, oh yes, I know what that is, or oh yes, I know what's happening, or oh yes, I can relate to that person, I can relate to that character, I can relate to that setting. Episodes like Blink, you totally invest in the monsters and the whole idea that you can't see what's behind you. I really like the Cassandra episode. Cassandra was a really, really, really well-written villain, because she was not just evil, kind of cool to look at. You gotta not make it too weird. I don't mind like dark weird, like creepy weird, but if you make it too silly weird, then it just turns people off. I could not invest in the series anymore. Clara as well. A lot of people didn't like Clara because she was written as kind of this mopey kind of character. I think Clara could have been amazing because she had that kind of funky, new kind of... She had the look, definitely. She had the look. Her as a person, her as a character, I mean, look at her in the new Victoria series. She has excelled in that. And, you know, if she was just written a bit better in the Doctor Who series, she could have been like the series maker of that series. There isn't that same kind of appeal to any of the characters that are in here. I mean, even the new companion, for me, just looks the same as Billy or anyone. They just seem like just general actors now, rather than Captain Jack Harkness, who was like a huge presenter as well as an actor and as well as a stage guy. Billy Piper was a pop musician and, you know, had an affair with Chris Evans and so on and so forth. And then David Tennant, the one Casablanca, was it Casablanca? Yeah, the thing that he did before Doctor Who, he has and still has a massive appeal, and then he went onto Harry Potter because of it. You know, Matt Smith has gone on to good things, gone on to a drama about the Queen Elizabeth and Philip. I guess Peter Capaldi has been in the thick of it, but the thick of it doesn't appeal to the same audience that Doctor Who appeals to. Like, we're not seeing the sweary, shouty, you know, but horrible character that we should be seeing from the thick of it, because that would be good. That is a well-written character. That is something that appeals to a wide audience, even though it's not quite the audience of Doctor Who. What I want to see from this episode is something which appeals to the whole family. I don't mind seeing jokes in there, but I just don't want to see a copy of a Marvel movie with Matt Lucas in it and more gimmicks. Too many gimmicks in Doctor Who. Let me know if you agree with me. Make sure you subscribe, comment. Obviously, I'm a fan of Doctor Who. I'm going to be talking about Doctor Who a lot. And I'll see you soon. Thank you very much.